Hi everyone, Curtis here from Goth Rider Creations, and in today's episode I'm going to show you how to get really cheap tools from the car boots out. Stay tuned. So, for any of my American viewers that are asking, a car boot sale is halfway between a garage sale and a swap meet. It's basically people load up their cars, go to a large field, car park, anywhere like that, offload everything onto tables and sell it all. Nice and easy. Now, I've been seeing quite a few people sort of commenting about how they're having to spend fortunes buying either antique tools or second-hand tools from eBay and places like that, and there are much cheaper ways of doing it. Now, a couple of weekends ago, me and Mrs. Goth Rider went away to see a couple of friends, and I knew in the area was a massive car boot sale, so I figured I would film it and show you guys how it went. It's quite a large car boot sale, and you never know what you're going to get from week to week, so it is a bit of a gamble. It's also, there's quite a bit of haggling involved. I mean, this time it wasn't so bad, but you never know what you're going to get. Now, it's also not ideal if you're looking for a specific item. If you're only going looking for a block plane, the likelihood is there won't be any there. Sod's law. But as long as you're flexible and you kind of look at things in a slightly optimistic light, you can get some equipment. Now, not all of it's going to be amazing. Some of it is going to be pretty poor quality. At the end of the day, people only sell it when they've got something better. So always have a look. Don't think, oh, that's only £1, I'll grab that. If it's crap, it's crap. But anyway, so what we'll do now is I will annotate some of the footage and I will show you guys what I found. So first of all, there are tools everywhere. You will find hand tools by the bucket load. There is always going to be power tools. You'd be amazed what you can find. There's also a lot of random floating around, so be prepared to get on your hands and knees and dig around. Now, one of the first things I found was this table. Now, with the price of timber, a table like that could actually be really useful. And I had a word, and it was £7. Now, that's probably laminate. It might not be solid wood, but for £7, you can make something out of that easily. So that would have been a brilliant buy. Another option, as you say, digging through. You'll be amazed what you can find. A lot of those drill bits are perfectly serviceable. A lot of the hammers and the screwdrivers are perfectly usable. That was one of the little twist drills that I saw. He wanted £1 for it. Now, that, with a bit of cleaning up, probably be absolutely fine. You also do get some instruments, not many. This one he wanted 45, which I think is a bit pricey for it. It was a nice acoustic guitar, not my thing, but looked like it was alright, looked like the fretwork could be done, perfectly serviceable. So they do come up quite regularly. This was quite a nice selection of tools. There wasn't a massive amount, but you could see the old twist drill bits. He'd organised it all so it was easy to find. Old block plane there, he wanted £2 for. This one's got the old style shank drills, plenty of files, a sharpening stone. You'd be amazed what you can find, and especially all those files. He wanted 50p each for those. Now, a couple of those, cut it down, put a block on it, you've got a fret end dressing file, or you've got a flat. It's so many options for these things. What I looked at there was that marking gauge, the wooden one. He wanted £1 for it. You know, brand new, you're looking at £10–15, so not an issue. That I did get hold of. That was a lovely mitre box for exactly £1. Now, that bench vice he wanted £30 for, which is a bit steep, but original ones of those can go upwards of £100, so it's definitely an option. As you can see, plenty of bits and pieces there, rubber mallets, that he wanted £1 for that as well. But basically everything in that box he wanted £1 for. and I grabbed about half of it. There's my mate Mike. Hello, mate. That block plane, £10, full size wooden plane. The blade did look a little bit rusty, it looked a bit pitted, but for £10 I've seen them go for 4 times that much without any restoration. Classic old saws, they wanted £2 each for those, which is nothing. This is one of the main people that go to this thing. They go like every week, I believe, and they have a substantial amount of tools. Now, this is their living, I believe, so a lot of this stuff isn't as cheap as some of the other people, but as you can see me walk through here, the selection is insane. If you can't find it here, you probably won't find it. And these are all, majority of them are very serviceable tools. Some of them in there look a little bit manky, but you've got box wrenches, you've got screwdrivers, you've got knives, you've got absolutely everything. If you're into wood turning, there's a lot of wood turning chisels people get rid of because they don't know what they are. Here you have old school ratchet screwdrivers. My dad used to use those back in the day when he was servicing sash windows. Very cool, very old school bits of kit, and the guy wanted £3 each for those, which you could probably find them cheaper, but I almost consider those a bit of history. They were something I remember as a child, so they're pretty cool. But you find tons and tons of things in these. And another thing that comes up semi-regularly, spray paint. This guy had tons of various shades, various colours, all automotive. Now, I know that those cans back in the day would sell for £8 to £10 each. And, you know, they're old, they might not be amazing quality. He wanted 50p a can. You can't argue with that. Again, with the vintage saws, you'd be amazed what you can find. Now, this is the only caveat I would have. Be careful getting hold of electrical tools. This guy had quite an array of drills and sanders and routers. You can just see on the top corner there was a scroll saw. He wanted £30 for that. Now, I've never seen a second-hand one go for less than 70. Those electric planes there, he also wanted £30 for. Now, the one warning I would give people if they're looking for power tools is take a battery bank with you. Nowadays you get the large jumper packs that you keep in your car for restarting if the battery goes flat. Take one, because almost always they have, in the UK it's a 3-pin, America it's 2-pin, it has a normal power supply, 240, 110 volt, whatever it is. Take that with you and ask them, do you mind if I play? Because they will always say the same line every time, works perfectly, I tested it this morning. That's no guarantee of anything, and a couple of times I've been stung getting electrical goods thinking it looked decent enough that it was worth a try, and you get it home and it's busted. So take one of those with you, because if they're dodgy they won't let you use it and you can walk away. If they're genuine, they'll say, yeah, go for it, try it, and then you'll know. Another thing as well is whatever equipment you use, most people have got their battery powered stuff, DeWalt, Makita, I use Bosch all the time. Take a fresh battery, and then if you find a drill or a sander of your particular ilk, pull that out of your pocket and go, oh, do you mind if I just test it? If they're genuine, they won't mind, and then you will know 100% sure if it works or not. So that's a big top tip. So now let's look at some of the bits I actually got, and there we have it. I didn't do too crazy on this one, but I did want to get a little selection so I can show everyone what you can get hold of. Now, mitre blocks, you can get 10 a penny at these things. More often than not, people buy them to cut the coving that goes around the ceilings when they redecorate or, you know, refurb a room. So almost always the 45-degree angles are chewed to hell, but the 90-degree ones, they don't touch, because everyone can cut a 90-degree cut. So these are ideal. You've also got the sideways cuts if you want to go for those. But yeah, that was £1. And that, if you're new to doing fretting, like me, that's ideal. Now, it is plastic, it won't last forever, but for £1, that's ideal. Brand new, they generally go for anywhere between £6 and £10, and obviously just plastic, so that's nice and easy. My new fretting hammer, it is a little bit bigger than my original one. Exactly the same. You've got the resin on one end, you've got the rubber on the other end, fully removable. I believe these parts are generally quite serviceable. You can swap them out if they're destroyed. The rubber end looks pretty much brand new. This resin end is a bit beaten up, but that's easy enough to flatten off. If you've got a sander, you can take that to it, clean off the damaged ends. Most people wouldn't even bother. It's a hammer. Shaft's in good condition. It is slightly bent here where obviously someone's been going a bit crazy, but £1. I know those go for £10 each minimum online, even for second hand, so that's another ideal one. 2 saws, 2 fretting saws. These are absolutely brilliant, and again, £1. Now this is 1/2 mil thickness, so that one's perfect for fretting, and so is that one. Now, as I told you guys when I was doing my Impossible build last year, I bought mine for £10 because it wasn't listed as a fret slotting saw. A fret slotting saw will cost you £30. Now, you can't put a guide plate on it as you would do with a proper fret slotting saw, but this will do the trick. This one's quite a wide toothed one here. This one is a nice fine toothed one, and all that needs is a sand off and a check. The teeth are actually in really good condition. I don't know if you're going to be able to see on there, but the teeth are beautiful on it. None of them are broken off, none of them are damaged. These are absolutely fine saws. So this one is push, they both are, they're both push saws. You can't get cheaper than that, and for a beginner in the guitar world, most of the money, the body, you can make out of pretty much anything, as I've proved. To make the neck, you do need some specialist tools, and to get a fretting hammer and a fret saw for £2 the pair, that's getting you a good way there. Another one with the fret side of things, and I actually don't know what this is. It's some kind of an end nipper. Now, I'm not entirely sure, I've never seen one like that, but theoretically I do not see why that can't be used as a fret end snipper. It doesn't go 100% flat, but that cost £1, so I'm willing to give that a go and see what happens. It could be that it's just for sorting out the twisting for rebar or something like that, but if it will cut a fret, I'll give it a go. If not, I wasted £1. These I really like. These are kind of predecessors to plasterboard saws. I believe electricians back in the day used to use them, and I could be wrong on that, but you've basically got a handle with 2 screws, and then you literally just slacken off the 2 screws and you can replace the blade. Obviously with a hacksaw it's a bit more fiddly because you've got to, you know, cut through on the other side, but this, you can buy these blades anywhere. They used to sell them all over the place. You can also, if the tang is big enough, just put a regular hacksaw blade in there and you just tighten it down and you're away. And that is a really good saw for getting into tight spots or something like that. You can also customize your own blade. So if you get a reciprocating saw blade, either a metal toothed or a wood toothed one, you can cut down the end, stick it in one of these, and then you can use it as a hand saw. It's really ideal for cutting into delicate places or fiddly little spots. You can get different blades where you can have either pull or push. It's a great little extra tool to have, and if you're into customizable tools, they don't get much better than these, because you literally just add whatever blade you want, tighten down the screws, and you're away. So £1, brilliant little find, that one. And then we come to probably the most beaten up of all of them, coping saw. I don't actually have one of these. This is the first time I've had one. I've used one my entire life in woodworking and everything else, but never actually owned one. So this is my first. It is rusty to all hell and back. It really does need lubing and cleaning and sorting out, but it is actually quite solid. The hand still tightens nicely, so with the right blade, that'll do the trick. So all in all, this lot came to £9. Now I'm really happy with that. These are really good additions. Now what I'm going to do is, in a future episode, hopefully soon, I'm going to start showing you guys how I'm going to modify and make custom tools for neckwork, and guitar building that cost peanuts compared to what you would buy. I'm going to convert some standard rulers into fret marking rulers, so you will have a custom fret marking ruler. The cheapest I see them going is £40–50. I'm not paying that. Down the line, if I ever start professionally making guitars, I will look at it, but right now there is no way. So I don't see a problem in custom making your own, and it's also really useful if you want to go for a custom scale length. So that's that. Also, cheap files, the nice pound files, cutting that down, and if you're careful, you can get a fret end dressing file, you can get a fret leveling file, make them all yourself. So that's the plan. I'm going to recondition some of these tools, get some of these modified and made, and then you will have a really cheap, easy starter set for not much money. So thank you very much for joining me for this slightly short, slightly random episode. I will get back to guitar building, but I figured as I had the footage and I was out there, it would be something nice to show you guys. You know, it doesn't always have to cost a fortune. You don't always have to have the STUMAC tax of, oh, I've never seen that before. Oh, they're the only ones that sell it. You know, have a hunt round. You'd be amazed what you can find. Anyway, please subscribe if you haven't already. Throw us a comment, let us know what you think of the haul, and I shall see you on the next one. Take care.